President Uhuru Kenyatta's ultimatum to education CS Professor Magoha on the reopening of learning institutions in the country is what has kept the COVID-19 Education Emergency Response Committee engaged the whole afternoon. The Dr. Ruto Committee finalizing on the fate of all learners in the country before Professor Magoha makes public the new education calendar tomorrow.
The Ministry of Education shall jointly, with all the stakeholders in the sector, today, but no later than tomorrow, notify the public on the resumption of the 2020 academic calendar for basic education as well as tertiary institutions.
Citizen TV has established that a big dilemma still remains on whether learners should be back to class anytime soon, particularly the 15 million learners in primary and secondary schools. It is expected that Magoha will announce specific dates for reopening of universities, colleges and technical vocational education and training centers for this year. To reduce numbers, learners in these tertiary institutions will be readmitted based on the academic year and the semesters they are in. E-learning across varsities that have advanced in technology will also be embraced. Sources say it will be impossible for the government to reopen primary or secondary schools this year, owing to the large numbers in some schools. However, candidates for both KCPE and KCSE may be considered with strict guidelines before reporting back. Further, it has emerged that today's first reopening of churches and other sections of the economy is to help the relevant sections of government to gauge on whether and when learners in primary and secondary schools should resume their normal classes. And as the Education Ministry burns the midnight oil to inform the public on the resumption of school calendar tomorrow, achieving social distancing in public schools is still a nightmare based on the huge number of learners. There are questions on how learners in lower classes will be contained and whether it is proper for those aged 6 and below to wear masks. The question of infrastructure also remains a tall order, even as the country awaits the announcement. Makori Ongechi, Citizen TV.